Welcome back to the Mad Spideyverse. I'm Mad Spidey, and thanks once again for tuning into my channel. Today's episode will be another one of my statue collection. Obviously, as I've mentioned plenty of times before, but obviously I'd like to, just reiterate that, yeah, obviously if you've never seen an episode before, you might be a new subscriber, never watched an episode, that my statue collection is basically comprised of all Bowen Designs statues. Now, Bowen Designs was pretty much a statue company that was like way before Sideshow and Iron Studios and Hot Toys and everything like that. Very predominant, was pretty much almost the main one back in the late 90s, early 2000s. Obviously no longer around, unfortunately, because they were my favorite, statue company. And I amassed quite a collection, so obviously just going through that quite a bit. They basically did 3 separate ranges. So they did mini busts, mini statues, and full-size statues. Now the mini statues were exactly the same as, or mainly pretty much exactly the same, just obviously on a smaller scale. But I pretty much decided to just stick with the mini busts and the full-size statues. I did originally have a few mini statues, but then I'm like, well, there's no point in having the mini statue and the full-size exactly the same, just different scales. So I pretty much, when I sort of streamlined my collection, I basically just had it to, as I said, the mini bus and the full-size. Now with the mini bus, which is, I'm going to show you one today, basically they did a little bit more detail on the box. So the one today is actually going to be the Watcher. So that's the other good thing about Bowen Designs. Even though they did the mainstay Marvel characters, so your Spider-Mans, your Captain Americas, your Iron Mans, things like that, did multiple versions and obviously different sort of ones per phase. There was, I think, 4 phases or 5 phases that they did statue releases in. The mini bus, they went quite deep into the back catalogue. There'll be some characters that you may or may not have heard of, and yeah, showcased obviously in some form of mini bust. Was a few slightly more, as I said, sort of like more deeper cut characters in the full size, but mainly in the mini buses where they really went sort of deep. So obviously you don't see much in the way of the Watcher. The other thing with the mini bus is they basically give you, like as the full size as well, they'll give you sort of sculpt details, height, who actually designed it, and things like that. But on the other side, they actually give you bit of a blurb on the actual character itself. They generally give you a picture of either their first appearance or something close to that sort of time frame, and something a little bit sort of newer, like as of time of release of the actual statue itself. So that is pretty much what it looks like. Now the Watcher was done, let's have a look, an edition of 3,000 worldwide. So this is one of the slightly less rarer ones. As I said, there are some statues and mini busts that are very, very low runs, but yeah, 3,000 was about a sort of standard. 3 to 4, 5,000 was about a standard run for a like a non-exclusive type mini bust. So anyway, let's open him up, show you what it actually looks like. Alright. Now, as I mentioned before, generally they'll put like an up or like a Bowen Designs symbol, so you know which way to actually open them up. So we pull that open. This is actually a rather larger scale mini bust compared to some of the other ones. see, because this one is, let's have a look at the side of the box. So this is an 8-inch size, whereas most of them were sort of about between 4 to 6, maybe even 7. But this is an 8-inch mini bust. So yeah, very cool, very detailed. Obviously the flowing cape with all the ripples. He actually, you know, he's got the sort of extra detail and like in his robe and things like that, and even sort of like sitting on a moon or an asteroid in there on the base. And as I said, so this was an edition of 3000. This one was 432. So yeah, so very cool, sort of bit more of a deeper cut, not like an A-list sort of, you know, hero or villain. So something a little bit different. I do have quite a few of the deeper cut, especially in the mini busts. So yeah, so there we are. So that's it for this particular video. Thanks once again for tuning in. Don't forget, do the usual YouTube stuff, you know, give me a thumbs up, chuck a comment in the bottom if you want to, and most of all, hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel. That'd be greatly appreciated. So as I said, that's it for this video from me and from the watcher. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and Spidey out.